Alright, y'all. Welcome. This is Wake the Farm Up, going underground. We're down here with Alea.
Hey.
Got the singing saw. And we got a banjo in there. Wake the farm up, maintaining ground from the underground. See, in this fine episode, your host, me, Ande the Elf, with special guest, Alea Rosinblum, get lost in a West Virginia cave called the Lost Caverns. For over 42 years, they wander around in there. I can show you on my hand just exactly which part of West Virginia this is. Remind me, and I'll show you sometime. Just let me know. All they brought into the cavern was a banjo and a magic singing saw. Not even any sandwiches. Underground, amongst song and chit-chat, imaginary and factual, they find community and fellow underworld creatures. Several naturalists appear in these caverns with special messages and oracles. Let's go down and see what we find. That's what's going down, ditches. In the beginning, we are greeted by elves and dwarves of the West Virginia mountains. Listen to the show all the way through and hear the song of the post-apocalypse. Wake the farm up. West Virginia, August 10th, Go to the cave,
2023.
Yeah.
Might need to
Sounds good, yeah, sure.
saw your way out. Wait, let me tune to you.
kid.
Hold on. I'm gonna tune to the banjo.
Tune the saw up.
Yeah.
I think it's that tooth right there.
Yeah. Wait, give me that. Give me a G.
He's never been here.
Yeah, he said that when he got out.
Yeah.
And he was like, Thomas brought me here.
Yeah. So,
I know you had your window down.
what kind of
Yeah.
podcast do you do?
It's called Wake the Farm Up, but it's a lot of stuff to do with nature, music, ecology, homesteading, different things like that. So, yeah, I'm just coming here. A friend of mine's going to meet me here, too, and we're going to go explore the cave. And
There's a cat over there.
they're a field ecologist as well, so figured we could have a cool conversation. And she's also musical, so wanted to maybe like let her record a song in there. She's even got a singing saw, which I imagine would sound really cool in a cave.
There's a cool history. When you walk in, there's a sloth, like a gigantic sloth head in there. I know the person who actually found that.
Wow, like the skull of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in there, and then
They found it in the cave.
You want to
Yeah.
take,
Wow.
take a picture of me and the bear?
like 97% of the cave's been explored. There's like 3% that you can't get to. You know?
Just too tiny of a crack to get through, or
You know?
they could stick one of those new like plumbing cameras in there or something.
Yeah, probably already has, to be honest. And then,
Yeah.
they have, when you walk into Caverns, they have the original entrance. And how that happened was, I guess a guy was looking for his lost cow and fell through a hole, and that's how they found the cave.
That's how they found the cave. That's where you drop in for the more exploratory route.
And then, get this, like back in the day, you know, they took some flashlights, rope, went into unknown.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I grew up caving. My dad always took us caving. I live in southern Indiana, and we'd explore caves over there and caves down in Kentucky.
Okay.
So this will be my first West Virginia cave.
Yeah, if you're out this way again, they have a wild cave tour. And they take you deep into the cave.
Yeah, I saw that, like the 4-hour tour. That looks cool.
It is. I went. Was pretty cool. How's it going? Doing well. I don't know if you remember me. I remember. Huh? Logan's brother? Oh, yeah, doing all right, man.
Come on, let's get in the cave and hear some Alea Rosinblum. On the way in, we'll meet Steve, who's been living here for 20 years.
We got a Palca here.
I guess you didn't like how it was being ran. And got one in Virginia somewhere. Okay. So I haven't seen him in a while either. He's been busy. We're in Virginia. Oh, God. Outside Roanoke, maybe. Oh, okay. Not that far away. No. And then he's getting married. He just got engaged. I saw that on some TikTok or something, whatever, Instagram.
Hey, I'm Andy.
Andy?
Are you one of the cavemen here?
I'm one of the cavemen.
Okay. How long have you been working in the caves here?
Too long. 22 years?
Cool.
23 years? Something like that.
Yeah, he was telling me about when they found the sloth skull back in there.
It wasn't in here. That one was found in Oregon Cave down.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know the person that actually found the sloth. But we found the cave bear. The cave bear was here. Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
what other kind of, like, interesting things?
That we found?
Yeah.
We found, like, 2 bears. Like you said, we found a prehistoric bear, and then we found a black bear. And when we set it off, they dated it. It's one of the oldest black bears ever found in West Virginia so far.
Wow.
And that's about it.
That's cool.
Just regular stuff.
No human skulls with like treasure boxes or anything.
Yeah. Like that. Come here, Katie.
Well, I had a question you might be able to answer. A friend of mine is meeting me here. I do a podcast recording and was wondering if there's any space in there where we could like be able to sit inside the cave and record for a little bit. It won't be a distraction to anybody else coming through.
You can find spots down there.
Okay.
Like I said, there's different spots that you can kind of hang out at.
Cool. Cool.
It just got busy. We weren't busy this morning. If you were early, we would have had the cave yourself.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like everybody's breaking out and coming. But no, you're more than welcome to do whatever you need.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Come here, Kitty. Get out of the car.
So the one instrument that she does have that I think would be really interesting recorded in a cave is a saw, like a musical saw.
Yeah. Oh, really?
You know what I'm talking about? They used them a lot in like old science fiction kind of sound effects, like.
Yeah. That's cool.
Imagine that would be cool in the cave.
Hey, nice to meet you. Hey, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Thanks, Thomas.
Yeah,
nice meeting you guys. Have fun.
You with them?
No, we just met in the parking lot too. Yeah. We just rolled in together.
Okay. We're all together.
Nice meeting you, Steve.
Nice meeting you.
Cheers.
No, I just randomly.
Yeah, we're ready to go down.
We're gonna go down
the Lost Cavern.
What you're gonna do is go through the door and go down the steps. Once you get to the bottom, you'll be entering the cavern. Stay right, and there'll be signs with information throughout. It's a half-mile loop, takes about 45 minutes, and it is an active cave, so there's gonna be some water, so watch your step.
Okay.
Thank you.
How do you think we found this cavern even though it was lost?
Don't know.
I'm not sure. It's our secret. Thanks.
They're in the cave now and the apocalypse has begun. Can they find other cave people?
Are you guys real cave people? Are you living here? No. Do you guys live down here? You live this way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just keep to the right.
Yeah. That's where you live down this way? You keep food and stuff back in here, like some chickens or anything?
You won't see anything but dead mice.
Dead mice? They make good stew, right? Is that how we do it?
Chickens will eat dead mice.
I mean, if you need to, you throw a couple dead mice into a pot of water and make some stew.
Probably not like gut them first.
Yeah, get all those little grains out so it stays gluten-free. You don't want to eat gluten, you eat like mouse stew.
Yeah.
Then you might get congestion or something. And, you know, if you're eating mouse stew, you're worried about stuff like congestion.
Well, if the mouse is eating grain, then it wouldn't be gluten-free.
That's what I'm saying, so that's why you were saying you need to gut it, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Well, there's
right.
also the poop. Yeah.
Yeah. It's cold down here.
Ooh, yeah.
Why does it say keep right? I want to go left.
There's literally stairs to the left.
Right, like
It's very inviting.
very beautiful. Like that looks like some jellyfish mushroom looking deity that showed up in this like temple here.
It looks like a rock that's shaped like a jellyfish. Do you remember?
What do you think of their lighting?
It's yellow.
Yeah, I think they could use more purples and blues and green, like that kind of combo in here, and this rock texture would look really good. Maybe some lasers too.
That's a different kind of rock. It's like rock music. They don't have rock music in here. They just have wet rocks in here.
Is that a rock bird?
Oh, I thought it looked like an eagle.
Looks like
yeah.
a little rock hawk or eagle or something, yeah.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Wake the farm up. Alright, I think we're in. Welcome to the show. Yeah. How you cavemen doing today? It is incredible in here. They look like some kind of pods that like some wizard would hatch out of or something.
The sign there says that stream that goes along the side of the cave and disappears under there pops out of the ground 8 miles away at the largest spring in West Virginia.
Yeah, it goes through passages like the squeeze box, the long crawl, and the birth canal. Wow.
Yeah. My favorite's the long box.
The long box.
Yeah. You gotta have a long box.
To be able to get through there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a short person box, like a long person box. We can get to that. All right, cave people, here we go. Wake the farm up. I'm glad we didn't bring our coffee down here because we got banjo, so we had to ban the Joe from coming down in here. We didn't solve that kind of.
Just teetotaling over here.
Down deep in the apocalyptic earth, for some reason I'm sure you know, I've been planting trees and roots, down they go. Now we are under here, feels moist and nice down here. Stalactites meeting stalagmites. You know I'm gonna connect wisdom of the underground. Stories gonna be told of the imagination, coming from our current situation. What do you see? What do you believe? We wanna hear your voice, your choice. Ooh, what you gonna say? Elf will encourage you on your way, with no need for a redirect. If you're flowing correct, it's the wake the farm up, maintaining underground. But summer you found what's coming up, and it can't be kept down. No, it can't be kept down. Fresh, authentic, and real, from the art, the heart, the feel. Insert your own words, we leave some space. Get on our mics and leave your song skills in humble trace. I'm tripping, sipping to saying for this one, y'all. Get cozy, you know. What you got to say? What you gonna do? Right, everybody calm down. We're in a cave. You don't want any rocks to fall on your head. You got your helmets on, right? And your knee pads, right? How many of you are knee deep in mud right now? Sorry you didn't pay extra for the better tickets, but it's all good. We're down here, wake the farm up. We're here with Alea Rosinblum.
Hey.
Bam, everybody calm down. Get your hair curled up and or something, whatever you need. Get a hair tie and calm down here. We're going to be having fun. So what brings you to this cave today, Alea?
Well, I'm trying to escape the apocalypse.
Yeah?
It's the slow emergency.
It's the year 2073.
There's no more 7-Up.
I couldn't even find any rice this month.
7-Up supplies have dried up.
No rice left anywhere, not even in... I did run into somebody that had found a stash of canned dog food, and we feasted.
I found a petrified pepperoni roll at the gas station.
Was it reconstitutable?
I tried to add a little bit of liquid nitrogen.
Yeah?
They've got plenty of that now.
Yeah? Where do you pick that up?
It's just raining. I just put out a rain barrel, pick up the liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, I just put out like all my old soup cans and stuff that I found, and I just catch them in that.
Yeah. You could use like a 5-gallon bucket or like a old boot. Yeah.
Yeah, I like using boots. It's good to stuff like some kind of moss in them because it helps store the liquid nitrogen a little longer, I think.
What if you use lichen instead of moss?
Well, lichen are an amazing indicator of pollution and whatnot. And in 2073, with all this liquid nitrogen rain that's been happening, there's only 3 types of lichens left. And they're all, they're not toxic, but they are the kind that you can use to dye cloth purple with, which is cool. It's like there was that one point in history where purple clothing was like harder to find because it's harder to make than other clothing dyes. Until now, with our modern chemical synthesization of purple dyes, of course, it's easier now. But for most of the history, it's like purple. Like if you're wearing purple, that's pretty royal because not that many people got purple.
Yeah. Purple's like kind of a basic color now. Like if someone's wearing purple, it's sort of like, okay, like we've seen that before. Good one. Purple. Yeah. What? Try some green. How about some
hot
green?
Pink. I mean, that's like one of those colors that's fun for us to explore now that wasn't really so readily available. That hot neon pink, you know. I love it.
What was your favorite neon pink clothing item to wear?
This like shiny hat that I had in like the late 80s or something. I think it was like hypercolor too. You could like put your hand on it and it would turn like a different color, or like dark red.
Oh wow. Heat responsive.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got some more cave explorers coming over.
Do you think they're real cave people? Maybe
Are you guys cave people? Not a spelunker.
Okay, so you don't live down in here? Yeah, we're trying to find, trying to connect with some of the locals that live in here. We met Steve.
Good thing you brought your headlamp. That was a good choice.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I get to see a lot more.
Yeah, that vanishing stream's pretty interesting. Like, few people come down there and they jump down in there and they just vanish.
Yeah, and then they pop out 8 miles downstream.
Right at one of the best springs in West Virginia.
Yeah, through the birth canal.
After the long box. The squeeze box is pretty cool. That's like
Squeeze box.
What is that? Like an accordion?
Yeah, or like a concertina.
Concertina.
Concertina has like a bigger cousin called concertoni.
Okay.
Yeah, but he died of a drug overdose.
Tony did?
Yeah.
Oh man, why did Tony? He went down the vanishing stream. He didn't come out the spring.
Yeah, he kind of just lost it and jumped into the stream and let himself be carried away. It's a dark times down here in the cave.
Yeah. I heard they found 2 of the oldest found black bear skeletons down here. Like one of them was way prehistoric, like thousands of years old. It's one of the oldest skeletons altogether they found. They do have a giant sloth head skull that was found nearby here, but not in this exact cavern.
That was the Oregon cave.
The Oregon cave, yeah.
There's a sloth, 3-toed sloth.
They only had 3 toes?
Well, I mean, technically, I guess they would have like 12 toes
Altogether.
total. Yeah.
So they didn't have like how dogs have that extra little nub because they only have 4 toes, and then there's like that little extra nub on the back.
The dew claw.
That's what it's called because it just touches the dew.
You gotta do the dew.
Like
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew, what they called it? That good old Mountain Dew.
Clean as country water.
Sloths, they know what to do. Do you think sloths ever wondered about if any of the plants they were eating were invasive or not?
I think they only ate endangered plants.
Really?
Yeah.
That they were helping certain plants of their era go out with them. They didn't want to go out alone.
Well, yeah, but the avocado survived. So they tried to take out the avocado. Right? They tried to eat them all. But then they missed the mark.
This is so silly and so serious all at the same time. There's actual information in this conversation, and there's some of it that you might want to research and like find out, because I don't know if cave sloths ever like drank Mountain Dew, but I think they might have actually had 3 toes.
12 toes.
12 toes. So they probably used a different system of mathematics than we do based off of the 10 set.
Base 12.
Base 12, yeah.
Yeah. That's like twice hexadecimal.
Yeah, what do you think of these rocks in here that were hexagonal?
Some of them were hexagonal. They were very angular. They're such a contrast to all the labial shapes. You know, it's like the drapery, the cave bacon, you know, and then just next to these angular, blocky hexagons. Maybe aliens built this cave and then abandoned it, and it's actually like an ancient spaceship that then got reclaimed by the Earth. And we're inside it now, and the alien spirits are here.
Hey,
laughing.
it's possible. I mean, you were telling me that the people at Oregon Cave near here lead a tour in which they let you understand how Noah's flood made that cave.
Yeah, they talk about all the cave ecology and the formation of the cave according to the King James Bible. That's all written in the Bible, how the cave was
King
made.
James is cool.
Especially, he was like the main author of the Bible.
Was he really? He was like one of our sound guys on the show back at summer camp Soul Patch. Like King James was awesome. He was running 32 tracks. I was amazed. It wasn't 31 tracks, it was 32.
Is that like all the tracks?
Yeah, and when you put 32 tracks all together, that makes a 33rd, which is like, I think that's a sacred number, right?
Well, 32 is a multiple of 16.
That's sacred.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love numbers. They're all sacred to me. Can you think of a number that's not?
I feel like 4 is kind of base. 4 is kind of like bland. I don't know. 3 is like a pretty heavy hitter. 4, I don't know. It's like a box, 4 sides.
Yeah, it's kind of square.
Check a box.
It's kind of like, it's like normal.
Norm, yeah.
Like, oh, it's 4. Okay, yeah, it's normal.
Yeah. Pie is a pretty good one.
Yeah, I like pie. I like blueberry pie. It's really good. I like pecan pie. It's probably one of my favorites.
Pear pie?
Para pie?
Pear. Like,
You like take parrots and put them in a pie? Like, is that like blackbird pie?
I think that's illegal.
What else? I mean, what if you raise your own parrots and hatch them from eggs and get a little incubator on, and then
You could
Who's to
use
know?
the parrot eggs to make the pie crust. Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe put some carrot in it, but cut the C off and add a little pea.
A little pea? Just add a little pea
with
for the moisture.
carrot. But you cut the C off and you put that in the compost because it starts with C, and then you got an arrot, and then you got to add a little pea, and then you got parrot, and then you can make a pie. So
Sounds delicious.
Sacred numbers. I'd like that at least one time because that's a number.
So I really like that banjo that you brought. I was wondering if you would pick around a little bit some more.
Yeah, you want to do a little sawing?
Yeah.
Are you gonna? Yeah, we should saw out one of these forms here and see if there's actually a wizard encapsulated in it. Maybe it's not a wizard. Maybe it is like the guy said, an alien. I don't know. I imagine it's more like some kind of
Like we can
angelic cave creature.
Yeah, the snowy chandelier is the name of this formation in front of us. Maybe we can play a snowy wizard tune. Cave babies.
Cave baby.
I've
Do
never
you guys
seen-
live here? Do you live in the cave? We're just visiting. Incredible. You guys rock. I'm gonna fry up some of that cave bacon.
Hopefully there's a pie formation. Yeah, you want to switch?
Yeah, let's switch. Like, so you got, so we, I know we know each other from being like total plant nerds that talk about plants with the Harry Potter kind of style terminology, like just being like, hey, what'd you think of that Platanus occidentalis? And we're just like,
I say it's sick.
yeah, you're not like, what did you mean by that? You know exactly. So it's just like, this is sick.
Sick sycamore.
But yeah, you mentioned that you have some songs that you wrote too. Do you want to like play any of those in the cave here for these cave people? And should I try this all on it?
Yeah.
Do I do it on the side that has the teeth?
Don't play the side that has the teeth, because
It'll bite the
it'll bite
off.
the bow. Yeah.
This is horsetail, right? Equisetum?
Yeah. All right, other way.
What do you mean? This way?
You gotta put the handle on your knees, in between your knees.
Okay.
Other way. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, and then
you make
you
an
can
S
do
shape.
stuff with this.
Yeah.
Make an S shape.
Yeah. So turn the saw into an S shape. So put your thumb on the other side,
Okay.
on the side towards me. And then like pull the top towards you. Yeah. And then now bend that whole thing down. Squeeze the handle with your knees, and bend it away from me. No, other way. Yeah. Wait. So take your arm.
All right, hit pause.
Okay, sorry.
Just kidding. That's cool.
Okay. They're like that. And then that way. Here. I'm gonna have to come around there. There you go.
This needs to be tighter.
Yeah. Yeah, focus more on bending it down, not with your hand, but with your whole arm. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, and then you find that like sweet spot in the S where the S changes direction. So, like put that bow a little further up towards the middle of the saw.
Up in here?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Cool. You can just do this with any saw?
Yeah. There's one saw that I have that's a ghost saw. And, oh yeah. Now you're picking it up. It has the initials of my dead lover on it.
Whoa. What was
And my
their name?
initials.
Well, you don't have to say. Ghost pipe that.
Yeah. I won't ghost pipe that one.
Right.
His family might be listening. I don't want them to know what I'm getting into down here in this cave. But, yeah, I found it in the antique shop. And it makes really ghosty sounds. You're really getting the hang of that.
I don't think that we will have any more food left past this month. No one's left the cave in 3 years. What will we do? There's no more cave crickets left, Jagger. I know, Mitchell. We will find a way through. Just then, the cave elephants came in. Now for a number by Alea Rosinblum. 42 years. There's still leg tights growing in my beard. But a cow fell through the ceiling, and a farmer came down and found me. And he said, boy, what you doing? How long you been down here? I said 300 million years.
300,000 trillion days.
It's a long time. Now I came up, I just want to talk to you. Actually, I just want to hear what you have to say. You know what's going on, it's a crazy day. I don't know what's been in the news or what's in the old. I don't even know my history or where I'm going. I've been in a cave for 300 million years.
It's now raining liquid nitrogen. All of the refrigerators no longer have any ice in them. You can still find the pepperoni rolls. You can see them sold on roadside stands by the West Virginia trolls.
You know, the ones that came up from under the bridge, they thought it was their time to feel safe out here and get a job just like anyone would without having to sit underneath a bridge. Always bugging goats and things like that. You know, they wanted to crawl out of the cave, you know, and see what else they could do besides collect tolls. Do what trolls do. Eat old onions and squishy, wet, muddy rocks.
Hang out with donkeys.
Hanging out with donkeys. Yeah, tell us about hanging out with donkeys. How many donkeys do you have?
I have 7 mini donkeys, so that would make like
That's like
3.5 regular donkeys.
that's more than 2 mini or 3 mini. That's 7 mini.
That's a lot of donkeys. Yeah.
Yeah, that's more than half a dozen or
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. They're really sweet. These donkeys are okay. They've got names like Delilah and Tuesday and Spaghetti. And
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti is my favorite.
That's
Yeah.
that's your favorite donkey?
Yeah,
Why do you like that? Because
it's because she's named Spaghetti.
yeah,
Yeah,
You
she's
ever
got
put,
spots.
like marinara or like Parmesan sprinkles.
Her dad's name was Meatball.
Meatball.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's a true story.
So yeah, you live on a homestead, which is definitely interesting. But you also mentioned that you live in community.
Yeah.
So like, what does that mean? Like on your homestead, is there like 20 people or something?
There's 8 of us.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got
More than donkeys.
more that people do outnumber donkeys,
That's good.
but they do not outnumber
that's
the
good.
chickens. So
The donkeys don't outnumber the chickens, or the people don't?
people don't outnumber the chickens.
So there's 9 chickens?
There's like 30 chickens.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And so it's
You need that many to make enough eggs for 8 people there, right?
for sure.
Maybe more, huh?
Yeah. And then they stop laying too, like 2 months out of the year, so we gotta like
Eat
preserve.
donkey eggs.
Have you ever tried a donkey egg?
I haven't had a donkey
They're
egg.
not very good.
I've had things made with donkey milk, which I thought was interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I could try milking the donkeys. It hadn't occurred to me to milk them.
I guess they have to have a baby donkey or something. to
They at
make
least have to
milk,
get pregnant.
right?
Yeah, and have a baby, and that's a whole.
Yeah, then you'll
Situation.
have as many donkeys as you have people. How do you think the people on the place would feel about that? Would they feel like they're being taken over by donkeys?
We just have to get one of the people pregnant
And then you're good
and then milk them too.
to feed the donkeys.
Yeah,
It's a good trade.
yeah. We could like feed the donkeys the breast milk.
That makes
Like,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%, not
Yeah.
2.
100% milk fat. It just comes out like.
So living with 8 people, is it like, what do you find? I mean, I imagine there's all kinds of wonderful things about it and all different things like that, but what kind of challenges do you guys have living in community together?
We can't really agree on the right recipe for pepperoni rolls.
No, for real though.
No,
Like,
yeah.
that does come up. You have to eventually get like a homestead recipe that everybody's like good with. Like, yeah, this turns out good every time. It's consistent. I mean, consistency is good when you're living with a group, you know, so you
Yeah.
kind of know what to expect out of each other. It's like,
Yeah.
if Jerry takes the trash out every Tuesday, nobody else is worrying about it. If they quit doing that, they're not being consistent, and then everything gets thrown off. Next thing you know, Tina is not picking up dinner on Tuesday.
Yeah, that totally nailed it. I mean, those kind of basic routines, like taking out the trash and making sure the kitchen stays clean, the dishes are done, and, you know, the floor is swept. It's like, you know, 8 people make a lot of chaos, you know, some more than others. And just coming up with agreements and honoring our agreements. We have a process, or, you know, we meet like weekly.
When you have a process, sorry to cut off. I just want to get in there because I know you're going to go into a bunch of parts, but like, what kind of process, like when you process like a potential conflict or issue, or how do you address it? And then you guys go to a process with like the whole community, or one-on-one, or it starts out one-on-one, then it goes to the whole community. You guys have kind of ways in which you work that out.
Yeah, well, we on paper we have agreements to use the sociocratic method, sociocracy, which is a method based on consent rather than consensus. So if people have like an issue they want to bring up, you know, there's like some vocabulary involved. So that would, people would bring up like a tension. They have a tension with something that's going on, or somebody might come up with a proposal for something.
It's a new idea.
And then someone might bring up the attention for that, like a potential problem they see, or maybe
see different perspectives. I like that.
Yeah, and so if somebody is outside of something's outside of their range of tolerance, then they can bring it up, and then we go through and discuss, you know, what their tension is. But there's no like voting and seeing if it passes. It's like, you know, if somebody has an issue, we discuss this specific issue. But ultimately, if somebody comes up with something and there's no, it's within everyone's range of tolerance, it just automatically is good, right? Like, people can just kind of do what they want until someone has a problem with it.
Do you guys share income or anything like that?
No, there's like, it's right now financially set up, it's kind of like a basic landlord-tenant situation. There's not a joint ownership.
Gotcha.
But hoping to move towards more of a partnership model, business type model, where we're all kind of putting in a certain investment for projects together, and we have agreements to see those through together.
That's cool. Yeah.
The land is, though.
How you guys doing? How are you? Good. I like your shirt. We are the future. Yeah.
Every moment is bringing us closer to the future.
Right.
Yeah.
So the cool concept that I had on the future, this, you know, entails.
And when you get there, it's now the present, so there is no future.
Ooh, that's the gift.
No future.
No. What is that? Sex Pistols?
Yeah.
No future. A moment for our sponsors. Today's show is brought to you by donkeys.
So if you want to support the Donkey Survival Fund, these donkeys were rescued from an abusive situation. And so we've started a GoFundMe for them. So if you want to help support the health and welfare of these donkeys and help them get to good homes and some more proper animal care, and contribute to their winter feed and their deworming and their hoof trimming costs. Please go visit the GoFundMe and help keep these donkeys feeling happy and sassy.
7 donkeys need your help. What you gonna do? Wake the farm up.
I think one of the things that we have to do here is introduce this little reading from Rowan Green, who's going to be, has been participant on this before. He's down in Marshall, North Carolina, and he was on the Mandala Springs recording that we did back in January, I guess. But this is his concept that I really like how he wrote it. Guardians of temporal gateways. Recognizing the profound long-term impacts of our choices bestows upon us a role as guardians of temporal gateways. It's not just about predicting the future, but actively shaping it, ensuring that the echoes of our actions today resonate harmoniously in the epochs to come. Wah! Dun, dun, dun. Rowan Green. Yeah, we'll row with him some more sometime.
Sweet. I go to Mandala Springs pretty frequently.
Cool. Yeah, it looks like they have a lot of really cool artists and people sharing things through their space there.
Yeah, lots of dancing, beautiful, clean water to just dunk in.
You do the cold plunges and whatnot.
Cold plunges, and they host.
Okay, deep thought time. Imagine this. You are a biological neural network that is composed of many nodes in the soil of a green-blue planet that has been determining resource allocation on that planet for millennia. And you are bearing witness to the biological ambulatory sensor units you made that have somehow gained sentience and think they run the planet, debating the ethics of whether a technological neural network that they made in your image could possibly gain sentience.
Ta-da! We're waiting for our friends. They went into the Vanishing River. And guess what you think happened? They done vanished. Tell you what. It says they'll pop out like 8 miles from here or something. We'll see.
All right. tuss look gentle in their softening glow. Sure makes it easy for sleeping, but hard to get up and go before the snow. And I'm looking for my way like a highway of heat, somewhere there's cloudberries blooming and they're far away from me. Oh, tempo's got me fooling around, falling down again. Somehow I'll get back up that mountain and be somebody then. Well, I'm picking up bones, I'm picking up stones, I pick up a feather, look at the weather. When the fall rolls in, when the fall rolls in, you better pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, you better. When the fog rolls in, when the fog rolls out, it swallows you up, it swallows you up. Well, I don't know how and I don't know when, I hope that we shall meet again. 'Cause I'm looking for my way like a highway of heat, somewhere there's cloudberries blooming and they're far away from me. Oh, temper's got me fooling around, falling down again. Somehow I'll get back up that mountain, I'll be somebody then.
That's awesome. I love that. You wrote that, huh?
Yeah, I wrote that.
That's incredible.
And then when I was in Alaska,
Okay.
I was doing some environmental field tech work up at Toolik Station,
Cool.
which is like close to the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge and the pipeline that goes from Exxon, from Prudhoe Bay to Valdez.
Okay.
Yeah, Exxon's a part of that.
Yeah.
But this was
So, like, what were you getting to look at in particular there? Were you looking, I mean, it sounds like long hours because probably really long days there, huh?
yeah, the sun didn't set
Wow.
at all. Like it just went around in a circle. Pretty much like it was this kind of perpetual sunset sort of a thing,
Cool.
especially later
Kind of in
the
that
year.
realm where the clouds get some colors and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was, yeah, especially in August. Sun would start to go down for like an hour or so. But this was for, it was a long-term ecological research it's like basically climate change research
Yeah.
at this point. But it's been going on for about 40, 50 years.
Were you looking at plants? Were you looking at, what were you looking at? Which part of nature? Which realms?
The
All of it?
streams, the Arctic
Streams, okay.
stream. So we were looking at the moss in the stream,
Yes.
fish. The magic word.
And you were there was a fish show there? Like, what kind of lot would be there in Alaska? That's crazy.
There was this one kind of fish in the Kuparik River. It was Arctic grayling, and we were looking at their migration and populations and measuring the nutrients in the water,
Oh wow.
phosphorus.
So you're like collecting water samples and
yeah,
like putting little samples together and doing experiments to see like what's what.
yeah. It was like a wet chemistry lab there,
Cool.
turning the water blue. And you see how blue the water gets when you add the chemicals, and that tells you how much phosphorus is in it.
Oh wow. What about like those waters in the north? Like I've seen pictures of them where the water's flowing and it looks blue. It's
That's,
like somebody poured Dawn detergent in it or something.
it's like kind of like this really light colored blue, like kind of
Yeah,
like
it's really pretty.
teal almost.
It's really pretty.
Yeah,
But
that's all. I think glacial outwash water. Like it's like minerals from the glacier.
That's what
just
makes it blue.
dissolved in there. Yeah, kind of like makes it cloudy a little bit. But yeah,
that sounds really cool. So when you were stationed up there, did you like have like a cool little cabin you stayed in, or?
It was kind of it was like a kind of glamping tent type of a situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, more permanent than a backpacking tent, but
So
a Quonset hut style thing. Yeah.
So I guess I was asking just so I could kind of imagine you with your banjo writing that song, like up in Alaska. You know, you have a little bit of time to watch the sun go in circles.
Yeah.
In between
I like
some water samples and.
Yeah, it was long hours, and then I would spend pretty much the rest of the time playing banjo, sitting on the like moss tundra. It was just so soft. You just sit right down on the squishy. Every surface was just moss and grasses, and it was like a pillow. It was like the ground was made of pillows, so you would just sleep on that sometimes.
Nice.
And also I'd go to the sauna. It was a big ritual for me, and jump in the freezing Arctic lake.
Whoa.
After sauna.
Wow.
My favorite thing.
Was it pretty chilly when you're up there? I mean, if the sun's never setting, that means it was summer, huh?
It would get hot, actually. It was getting into like the 70s some days. Yeah.
You talk about climate change stuff. I remember, I think it was in the New York Times, like they have a weather section still in the newspaper. I say still, because I mean, people are looking at their phones more for weather than the newspaper on Sunday 3 days ago to figure out what Thursday's weather is going to be, right? But it's kind of interesting in one spot on a piece of paper, so it's not like all like electrocuting your eyes or anything. It's nice and easy to look at, right? I looked at it this one day, and it was 45 in Anchorage and 33 in Tallahassee.
Oh.
And I was just like, wow, what is going on?
I remember that day. Yeah.
It's like, I want to go to sunny Alaska.
Jetstream.
Go surfing.
Jetstream destabilization. That's kind of the name of the game with the Arctic or the climate weirding is the jet stream, I can't.
The air currents that are up high.
Yeah, they get destabilized up by the poles, rather than just being tightly contained up there. They get more wavy.
Okay.
So you can have extreme temperature dips, the Arctic blast.
Switches around, kind of like a marbled bowling ball. Like how there's like that marbling and it comes all the way around from top to bottom.
Yeah, it's
kind of like that. I don't know. You audio listeners might think I'm crazy on that.
Yeah.
One, but hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Did you bring your instruments?
There's one coming.
Yeah. Cuckoo. All right. Let's get ready. We'll tune up.
That's a Cuckoo bird song.
Cuckoo bird. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can take a video.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
You want to switch? You want to play banjo?
Oh no, you're
You
doing
wanna
really
play
good. I want to see if you have another song that you wrote. Maybe you want to do.
Yeah.
I'll try to do some sawing on it too.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Cut in a little saw. This is the so we are recording this, but it'll go out on the Wake the Farm Up podcast eventually, so you can check it out. And if you got any like social media you want to tag at Wake the Farm Up.
What is it?
Wake the Farm Up.
Wake the Farm Up. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Appreciate it.
All right. built this place so that we would know. Give me for a blameless God, stony temple to your body in the yard, and I'll never know what a loving embrace will do, and forget the old name when they welcome in the new. Seabird, call me home to the shoreline where the marlins roam. Wash away in the sea foam. Wash away. Someday when my hair is long and gray, I'm returning to the place where I made so many mistakes away my whole life. Away my
Alea Rosinblum. So what project were you working on when you wrote that one?
I was processing all the water samples back in Woods Hole, Massachusetts.
Oh,
And
from the samples
from
in
the
the
Alaska
Alaskan
samples.
project. Okay.
And then we came across this really old grave site right by the ocean in this super old, like, Cape Cod mansion neighborhood. And I was walking around with a sweet new sweetie.
Alea Rosinblum?
Yeah.
No, you asked us to.
Oh, at Wake the Farm Up. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah, I was hanging out with a sweetie, so it was kind of like a weird, like, gothic love song with some sort of darker themes, looking at just the sweetness of life, right, juxtaposed with some, like, probably really intense sorrow and loss, because this girl died pretty young
Oh,
in this grave that we found. So
wow.
yeah, a lot of reflection on just mortality and just experiencing all the highs and lows.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we're down here in the cave. We're experiencing one of the lows. We've been down in here for like several years now. There's
Yeah.
no food left on the surface. There's liquid nitrogen rain.
Yeah, it's
And-
really hard to be on the surface now without protective gear.
Yeah, the only people that go up there have not come back. At least they haven't been able to find their way here. Just a few of us have been able to find our way to the Lost Cavern.
They say that these caverns connect to some of the longest caves we know. Miles and miles and miles of underground.
I kind of have suspicion that these were actually formed by a mycorrhizae that was really large from like 300 million years ago when there was like giant prototaxites in like, you know, the Devonian period where large mycorrhizae could potentially have, you know, formed the rocks in this way. I know we want to say it's water. I mean, the other guy wants to say it was Noah's flood. I mean, there's so many different ways to look at it, right? I mean,
Could have been the giant three-toed sloths.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been that
Just
this
digging holes.
really like this space could have been here before the rocks.
Yeah. I mean, the space was here before the rocks.
Right. And like some sloths, maybe they dragged the space here and put it here.
Oh, using some gravitational waves.
Right.
Yeah. I'm so glad they've developed that technology finally.
So yeah, I guess they have that other thing they're doing now where they're like pumping carbon underground to store it, and people of the permaculture world and stuff, they like, we're supposed to be excited about it because like we love that word carbon sequestering. You know, even if we don't know what it means as permaculturists, we love saying it. When we hear that word, we just jump up and celebrate, right?
Yeah, we want to sequester all the carbon.
I love that sequestering. It's like, I want to go out and sequester. It's kind of like a quest, but a little different.
It's like a little geocache.
Right. Let's go catch some carbon and bury it in our backyards, and we'll write that down on our resume.
A time capsule. We can open it up 1 million years later and test the stable isotopes.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
How do you do that?
Big machine. Go beep, beep, boop, boop.
And then it has like some things that go up and down and scan.
Right about down some numbers.
And then it sends like automatic notes to any email subscribers. And
there's a live Twitter feed.
So like, what's that mean, a live Twitter feed? Like it's just constantly showing you something on Twitter?
Yeah.
I don't know Twitter very well.
Well, it's like birds will go like, and the bird, like, it changes its pitch based on how the isotope of carbon that comes out.
Gotcha. It's like an indicator.
Yeah, it's like a canary in the coal mine.
Yeah, did you see all those dead canaries back there in the cave?
Yeah, it made me kind of nervous.
Yeah.
We might die in carbon monoxide poisoning soon.
But some of these people said they've been living down here for a long time just off of, like, dehydrated pepperoni or something. It's crazy.
That's the food of the West Virginians. It's the official West Virginian state meal. Is the pepperoni roll.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Have you tried it? I haven't. I don't eat like pepperoni unless it's been aged for at least 80 years.
I've been on a pepperoni roll cleanse actually for the past 3 weeks.
Just nothing but pepperoni?
I have like at least 2 a day.
Mono diet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I've seen some results already. Usually like more frequent flatulence. It helps you release the toxins through the anus.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And people like that. So people who are really into that kind of thing, you should really look into that. Maybe consider a retreat in West Virginia or something like that where they can, cater to a safe place for that kind of experience.
It should be supervised by your physician, I think. That much pepperoni roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have some nutrition deficiency, I think. But that's sort of part of the cleanse. Like it forces your body to like make extra like calcium, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that there's a thing to mono dieting where you're only eating one source of food for a period of time. I mean, naturally, as human animal creatures, that's how we would have eaten. We wouldn't have had like a cabinet with 60 different things that we could be eating throughout the year. We were just, we'd catch some food, we would eat it all.
Yeah.
It's like I've read the stories of people finding honey and not storing it in jars for the year, but just eating it all right away.
Yikes.
I mean, it's not like you have it all the time, but what would happen is you end up staying awake for 3 days, and everybody, if that's what they're eating, you're on the same frequency as a community. Talk about community again.
Yeah.
You should try this with your community. Go get a whole bunch of honey and just take 3 days off to just eat honey and play music. And that's a very natural human thing to do. And we've done that longer than we've done our taxes.
Yikes.
As humans.
Yeah. Wow.
It's pretty cool.
We'd be buzzing.
Yeah. If you did it too much, you would probably get diabetes. But, it's the kind of thing that in nature might happen once or twice a year if you're lucky. And
Everything in moderation. Yeah.
except for moderation, I guess. But
Well, you do an extreme moderation version.
yeah. I mean, you have to have some excesses in that school of thought. You know, you have to have some things that are excessive, because just a few things, you know, just a moderate amount of things that are excessive.
Yeah.
It makes sense, right?
Like you could eat just celery for a week, and then you could switch to hamburger for a week, and then you could switch.
That would be in some interesting results.
Like Laffy Taffy.
Like what you would feel in that kind of situation. Like Laffy Taffy just by itself for a month.
You could probably do that for like a week, not a month.
Yeah, then you would need to have something that would like clean your intestines out, because doesn't Laffy Taffy like kind of just turn into plaque on the inside of your intestines and just stick there and stay there? And if you got nothing else going in there scrubbing it out, no salad greens, no like lemon juice or nothing, it's gonna just like cling on there like the enemies in Star Trek.
But that's kind of the point, because then when you cleanse it off, it like peels off. Like when it cracks off, it like, it's sort of like with those facial masks, you know, you put it on and you peel it off and it pulls out all the stuff out of your pores. The Laffy
What do you mean
Taffy.
a mask? Like I thought, don't you just do that like once in a while in the morning? You just peel that outer layer of skin off your face? Doesn't everybody do that? Kind of like, and it just looks like your face and you just throw it away? It's like snakes do it, all kinds of things, right?
That's, you might want to talk to somebody about that. It seems
Well, I'm talking to you about
excessive.
Yeah.
Hey, we got some cave people.
Yeah,
More cave people.
You saw the people that were there before you guys. They went down in that vanishing thing and they're gone now.
Yeah, they went 8 miles downstream and popped up at the biggest stream in West Virginia.
Yeah, they had to go through the long box, the birth canal. It's crazy. 8 miles.
It's sort of like whitewater rafting, but underground, so it's a little more dangerous.
It's probably good to bring like a life straw or something, so if you get thirsty, you can drink the water and not worry about getting like some kind of bacteria in your stomach or something. No.
And Scooby gear.
Scuba gear?
Yeah.
Like what's that, like Scooby-Doo?
Like Scooby snacks.
Scooby snacks, yeah, sandwiches. Yeah, don't forget to bring sandwiches before you vanish.
All right.
Yeah, we just said all that. That's the real stuff. Vanishing stream. That's a real live stream. Let's switch these back. I can't get this saw to sing quite as much as you can. That thing is so cool and eerie when it gets singing.
I'm gonna sing. Make the metal sing. You make the strings sing. And the cat skin. Is that what they made out of? Cat skin?
It's made out of cat?
Or is it possum skin? I think it's polyester.
Is that the name of the cat?
Yeah.
Cool. kids over here. Look at you go. Hey. All right.
Special guests.
Wake the farm up. We're underground podcast. That's why we're underground. Nobody's heard of it quite yet down under the ground here. But here we are with Alea Rosinblum jamming on a saw. That was the eeriest, creepiest instrument you can pull out in the middle of a cave anyway. So you guys vanished earlier. You popped out 8 miles downstream. And how was that ride? You went down in the Vanishing stream, right?
Yeah.
So was it pretty cool? So you would recommend bringing sandwiches, right?
Yes, yeah. If you get hungry, what's the Vanishing stream? This right here.
Yeah, you got to go through the squeeze box, down the long crawl, and then all the way through the birth canal. It's that long box I'm talking about, though.
I'm talking about some long rocks. Definitely what the peak's after.
So we have some field ecologist kind of nature-y creatures that just came down in the caves. You guys want to join into this conversation? Could we welcome any special guests in here? You guys want to be a special guest at all? You guys are good. That's good. I mean, there's you all have voice, and you want to share anything
What's the conversation about?
all kinds of stuff. There's caves involved, and there's Alaskan water samples, and
liquid nitrogen rain apocalypse,
mossy, pillowy beds,
bird calls,
pepperoni rolls, West Virginia.
This is an disgusting damn good pork.
It does have some good pork.
We were also trying to figure out if the giant sloths created this cave, or if the space that's in here was actually here before the rocks were.
What do you think? Luke doesn't think so.
So you're Luke?
Yeah.
I'm Andy. Nice to meet you. I haven't met you yet. Yeah.
I think the space
was here before the rocks.
I thought that too.
Yeah, I think the space was here before the rocks.
There was anything, there was nothing. Space.
And there was
was there actually space though? Or was it because there's gravity and space are kind of the same field.
Well, I remember when I needed a hole in my yard, I asked my friend who had an excavator, and he said, "What, you need a hole? I have a bunch in my yard. You can have one." So I just went over and got one of his. I didn't even have to use his excavator.
Just borrowed the hole.
Grab the hole and bring it home.
Well, if there was no time, there was no space.
I planted time.
If there was space, then there was definitely time.
Right.
So there was definitely space here because it had to be a time. At a time.
We met some people that have lived down in here for a while, and one person told us about how they dissected one of these stalactite forms, and inside of it there was actually a wizard encapsulated. He was about 300 million years old. Crazy.
Did he survive being captive?
Yeah, they're just incubating inside those things right now, waiting to hatch later.
Yeah.
That's why they have a vanishing stream, so when they hatch, they can jump in there before anybody catches them and pop out 8 miles away. You know the ride. You guys were on it.
Yeah.
And if you guys go in the vanishing stream, they recommend bring sandwiches. Scuba snacks, scuba stuff.
Like Scooby-Doo.
That's scuba gear, right?
Yeah.
They said scuba gear, so I assume sandwiches.
Water snacks like sardines?
I could go good on a sandwich.
But does it need to be on the sandwich? Wouldn't bread get a little soggy in the vanishing stream?
I mean, they use water and bread, don't they? Right? You ever bake, Luke?
What's that?
You ever bake?
What kind?
Any kind, like
cookies and brownies and stuff?
Yeah, you know, edible.
Yeah, anything edible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would work for a snack.
So like when you guys are out in the forest, you guys use different plant books and stuff. You know how there's a lot of books that say edible plants, and you go out and you find them and they're edible, right?
Yeah.
Like why don't they just call them food?
I guess it is.
I mean, it's just food. It's like why do we call it? You can eat it. Does that
go out and find your food?
Does that imply it's not any good? It's just like edible. Like
Maybe you have to do something to it before it becomes food. Like cook it.
So for most people, food is like in a package or cooked, like in a preparation. It's not food until it's that. It's just edible.
When it's just out of the earth.
Yeah.
It needs to be on a plate first
Well, it's all on a tectonic plate.
before it becomes food.
Yeah.
Like your hand is a kind of plate,
What kind?
a soft one.
Like 4 or 7?
We talked about 4.
Yeah, 4 is not. Yeah, so probably 7.
Yeah,
Because 4 is kind of square.
4 is pretty square.
So what numbers do you guys think is sacred today?
3.
2.
But more importantly, do you guys think there's any number that's not sacred? Like an unsacred number?
4,128.
Yeah, it's kind of just boring. It's not that
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Zero
it.
significance.
Zero significance.
Or 1,
Yeah.
2, 8. It's, hey, at least it's divisible by 2.
Yeah, there you go.
Twice.
But does that show a preference for even versus odd?
Oh, I can't even.
It was an odd thing to say.
So
I heard a quote.
you heard a quote?
Yes, yesterday. It said, "Don't get even, get odd."
Don't get even, get odd.
Like odd, like AWED?
No,
I think
go
odd is
easy.
like
Oh,
strange.
GD.
Odd.
I mean, it's very influential. Like, I kind of want to get odd now just because of the way that's
I
phrased.
think you're already there.
Think so? That's probably why I can't even.
You can't get even.
Odd achieved.
This isn't what normal looks like.
I don't think it's what even does.
Isn't this where, like, normal, you know, I don't know what normal is anyway. I've had people try to explain it, but
What even is normal?
maybe 4?
That's square for sure.
Yeah.
4 squared.
What number is a circle?
What number is a
It's
circle?
infinite. Like a proper circle. There is no
Proper.
number. So
Pi.
it's neither even
What makes
nor
it
odd.
what makes it proper?
Like if it is like a whole continuous circle without any angles.
It's irrational.
It has like no angle to the story. It's just like out of it. It's just all of it. It's
all
the
of it.
whole story, all the angles,
It's infinite.
It's all things.
and it's not.
Everything and nothing.
Why do you think we make pies in the shape of a circle?
Because we want them to last forever.
They're so delicious.
Why is pepperoni in the shape of a circle?
Because of West Virginia, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So there's not a whole lot of plants down here.
No birds either so far.
Yeah.
But
How far are we underground? Did anybody read the sign? Are you paying attention?
100 feet.
100 feet.
12 stories.
How many feet above sea level do you think we're?
We're in the mountains.
I think we're underneath sea level.
Really?
Yeah, I think the ocean's above us.
That's pretty cool to think about, but I think we're probably above it, aren't we?
We're above it.
Because like, that's cool. We're 12 stories below the surface. This is totally underground.
Completely.
Yes.
Yeah. You didn't even need a password to get in here.
So, Alana, do you know much about moss?
Moss?
Yeah.
No. What do I need to know about moss?
What do you need to know about it? There's so much to know about it, as much as you want to know, really.
There's so many kinds of moss.
Like, did you know that moss generates more oxygen in our air than all the moss in the world compared to all the trees in the world? Moss makes more.
I did not know that.
More than the trees.
Mad moss respect.
Yeah, I mean, where there's trees, there's even moss growing on those.
Contributing to the tree production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been smelling moss a lot for the last year now, and my nose hairs have been growing in a lot more. And I think it has to do with the high level of oxygen going into my nose. Like right there, it's like
highly oxygenated nose hairs.
There's something in it stimulates the nose hair growth.
I think your nose hairs wants to just shake hands with the moss.
Wants to turn into moss and
Trying to reach out, touch someone.
grow little fairy wands. That's what those little things on
Become the
moss.
moss.
Yeah.
Become one with the moss.
And if I had just had more nose hairs last night, it would have protected me from that hot oil that splashed into my nostril.
Yeah.
As I was cooking a pork chop over a fire.
West Virginia pork.
West Virginia pork, local pork.
Yeah, well, you need to mix a little moss sniffing in your life, and your nose will be fine. You can have as much hot oil go up in there as you need.
So, are there any edible mosses?
Well, there's reindeer moss, but it's not actually a moss, and it's actually has some anti-cancer properties to it as well. But it's actually a lichen.
Ah.
So it's basically an edible fungi that comes with some algae in it, which is a bonus. Which, by the way, is fascinating. They've only identified 3% of the lichens, individual algae species. So there's 97% of the lichens out there that still have algae species in them that haven't been identified separate from their lichen species. Does that make sense?
There's a lot to learn and a lot of mystery within this.
Yeah, there's over 800 different lichens in North America.
And then what's inside of those lichens?
And what's inside of those?
Yeah.
Little water bears and tardigrades.
Go deeper, deeper, and then there's another planet.
Yeah,
Another
Maybe
planet?
all of this
slip
is
through
just
the
part of the
walls
lichen.
through moss. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah?
It's a portal.
Yeah.
It's a fairy portal.
Yeah.
Well, if we're talking about infinity, talking about the circle where there is everything and nothing, and we just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into the lichen. Yeah, I think you're right. We pop out the other side into an entirely new realm.
Yeah,
Like
that's why
quartz.
Ireland, there's so many fairies there. There's a lot
Quartz
of
and
moss.
There's a lot of moss.
Finland too.
Yeah, quarks and stuff.
County cork.
Cork planets.
Cork is made out of oak trees.
Is it really?
Cork oak.
Really?
Yeah, they take the bark off of the cork oak and use it to make corks for wine and all that stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And flooring.
Oh, yeah, I guess they make new things with it every day, but
Little organizational boards.
where you can
people
put pins in
notes.
over and over. I mean, how forgiving of a tree, you can just keep putting pins into it and taking it out and do it again. It's it'll help you keep up with your calendars. Whether you use the Mayan calendar, the Gregorian calendar, whatever you use,
Cork's always there. It never gives up.
Dang, we're getting corky now, though.
And for dartboards, too.
Dartboards, for sure.
Essential.
Is that one of the things that you get into, in your free time? You big dart player?
No, not
Yeah.
really.
But you've shot your darts there a few times.
I'm a
And,
casual darter.
yeah, cool. Yeah.
Kind of like the casual candy darter.
You ever play yard darts? Those were fun until they got
Dangerous.
a little dangerous. It adds a little extra.
Yeah.
So you stays in the same spot the longest.
Sounds like something to do with a nurse.
Well, that's how they've evolved it for safety. That's why there's been a population growth in the human population because they got rid of yard darts.
While we're talking about darts, there's the poison dart frog.
The dart frogs?
Today, Carrie and I got matching dart frog toe rings.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was a good souvenir.
These two got matching Dart frog toe rings.
Where do you find dart
Time for a
frog
song.
toe rings?
Time for a song. Oh my god, we gotta celebrate that. Can we celebrate matching dart frog toe ring? Those are poisonous?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they have the right poisonous food to eat or something?
Yeah.
What do they need? Let's get them
Well,
some.
no, I think they're just like inherently poisonous.
Oh, they inherited from their parents?
It's their diet?
It's their diet.
Oh, Luke,
in South America.
Yeah, I think my friend with a vivarium.
Do you know what they eat that makes them poisonous?
I just think it's the plants that the insects feed on. That they eat the insects.
Okay, so it's on down the food chain of events.
And it increases in toxicity as it goes further down the food chain.
That's right.
So you know a bit about amphibians, Luke?
A little bit.
Do you have any like vivariums?
I know people that have them, and I know some people that work in a lab that works with dart frogs as well. But I don't have any personal experience. But I know if you raise them in captivity and feed them like just regular fruit flies, they won't be poisonous. So
Gotcha,
you can
yeah.
make them if you want, but I don't recommend it. So
Yeah.
So are these the same frogs that people use for combo?
For what?
I don't think so.
Combos?
Different.
I didn't know they used frogs in combos.
Yeah, you
Those
can
pretzel things.
eat these like pretzel cheese bites, and you go on a journey.
Wow.
It's pretzels with cheese in it.
As long as they're pizza combos.
Pizza roll.
Pizza roll combos.
I mean, I'd go for like some like chameleon leg tacos or something. I don't know about dart frog combos.
No thanks. Okay.
Yeah. Might feel good once, but
Okay, what's our ode to the dart frog gonna be?
Dart frogs.
they got cool toes.
Dart frogs.
They'll jump on your nose
Dart frogs.
if they eat the right bugs.
Dart frogs.
Gonna put you under the rug. Dart frogs on my toes. That's how I know who my real sisters are. We got poisonous frogs on our toes. This ain't no Aussie horn toad. This ain't no just old green frog. It's a dart toad.
frogs.
Throw it up in the air. No, be nice to him.
Frog baseball. No, that was just an episode of Beavis and Butthead that we would like to forget.
That's cool. Let's eat a dart frog. Ain't gonna eat no frog leg. If it's been eating them poisonous bugs, now I hear government wants to cut out eating real food and just eat a bug protein diet. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I already have. I don't need them to suggest it in no way. See, some people, there's three choices. Most people like chicken, pig, or cow. Which would you like? And what would you like to drink? Most people like Coke or Pepsi. Which would you like? Oh, and most people like potatoes on the side. Would you like potatoes on the side? Or would you just like the dart frog special?
Dart frog special.
On that toe.
Dart frog special.
It's the best thing here, you know.
Not like the horny toads.
No, not at all.
Not like the bull frog.
Nope, not at all.
Not like even the little green leopard frogs.
Not like them at all.
Gotta have that dart frog.
Yeah, they got the hip hop. They're gonna jump up till you're gonna stop. They're gonna pick on your toes, make sure you got the right ring on those, and then they're gonna play darts with you on a corkboard.
And we're gonna walk on down, underground.
Down.
Down.
Gotta go.
To where
down.
Lots of on.
For the dart
And
from
the stalactites stand tall.
We're waiting here. We've been down here for 70 years now, people. And this is a fascinating recording. I've never recorded for 70 years before, but we've been waiting for one of these wizards to hatch out of one of these pods. It's going to happen. So I think it just happened. Did you just hatch out of one of these pods over here? No. You didn't? You're not a wizard that's been encapsulated in there for 300,000 years? No. What? Where did you come from then? We've been waiting here for 70 years and you weren't here until just now.
Every day?
You came from over.
My own house. I'm in my house.
You live in here? In a. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, our mistake.
Sorry.
Yeah, we could have sworn you were a wizard that hatched out of these stalagmites.
Oh, is it? Did you find this wizard like while you? Your dad is a wizard that hatched. Your dad's a wizard that hatched in a cave. This is amazing. This is so great. I love this.
I
can't even.
She can't even.
You can't even. So you live in a house. That's really bizarre. I've never met anybody that lives in a house before.
You can't remember 70 years ago.
Her whole life, is it? My grandma lived in a big boot. And her grandma before that lived inside of a giant mushroom that was growing off the side of a tree. And her grandma before that lived inside of some sea moss on the side of a rock in the edge of the ocean. When the tides would come up, that's the only time she could go grocery shopping. But yeah, that's another moss that's not a moss, the sea moss.
What is it? It's a lichen?
It's not I don't think it's a lichen.
Is it algae?
I need to investigate that more. Moss. I need to look into that. It's not a seaweed. I have read that, but I don't know if it's like its own thing, if it's like somewhere between a coral and a seaweed.
The Irish sea moss.
But it has the same structure as our brains, which is why it's fascinating that it's actually good for our brains.
Wait, what is?
Sea moss. Yeah. It's really great for backpacking food too, because you can have a small amount of sea moss, mix it with water, and then it expands 10 times its size. So you can feel full if you want that full feeling, and it's good for your brain too. I mean,
I think I've heard that before actually.
Yeah, your brain remembers it.
Yeah,
yeah. Yes, more.
Distant memories.
Yeah.
It's good in smoothies.
Is it good in smoothies?
I mean, sort of tasteless in smoothies.
You know how to make smoothies without a blender? You just throw all the ingredients in your mouth and you just chew. It's amazing when you don't have a blender handy.
Do you chew really fast like a blender?
You can, and you can spin.
So it can turn into a smoothie before it goes down the throat, so you get the smoothie experience.
Yeah, and if you're on one of those playgrounds that have those things that spin, I think they make them illegal now because kids fly off of them because it taught us what was that, perpetual. They do on those playgrounds that I used to play on when I was little. That was over 70 years ago before I came into the cave.
Kids don't fly.
Kids don't fly?
No.
Kids don't fly in West Virginia?
Yet.
They don't fly in Pennsylvania.
I hear that the burritos in California can fly higher than the birds. Did you see the Smurf castle back that way?
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. That's where the Smurfs lived, and they got the idea for the drawings. The Smurfs are real.
So they got the idea for the Smurfs.
They lived in here. They encapsulated the wizards with this.
What did the Smurfs have against the wizards?
Just nothing. It's just something fun to do. It's
I'm pretty sure that's how it was. They were against that sorcerer.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Always been at odds.
I guess maybe they call it. Maybe there's difference between there's good wizards, sorcerers, bad wizards, all those different things. It's beyond good and bad, really. It just is. They just did it for fun. I mean, how fun would it be to encapsulate a wizard knowing that they could hatch out 300,000 years later and
Here now.
So-
5 million years later.
do you think some of them,
300,000
yeah,
years? There's no way they're going to get out in 300,000 years.
you think they need more time to incubate?
I think they need more time.
Do you think that's
it takes
why
a while to hatch a wizard.
do you think that's why they brought all these lights down here to kind of give it a little incubation,
Yeah.
maybe speed the process up?
They're hoping that they come out in time for the apocalypse.
Bam.
It might be a little late.
Yeah, I mean, right now, it's happened. There's liquid nitrogen rain outside, right?
Is that why you've been down here for 70 years?
Yeah, you can't go up there with that protective suit.
Yeah.
And even then.
We forgot our PPE.
Did you bring any pepperoni rolls, though?
No.
Okay.
Scooby snacks.
Got a protein bar.
All right, we're good then. Another 70 years. All right, let's close this out with a song, and we'll start another recording at the point in 70 years from now.
I see you.
See, I'm real.
He's still there.
You must be a wizard if you can see him.
No.
Hey,
Wizard.
Hey, did you know unicorns care if you believe in them about as much as you care if unicorns believe that you exist?
Stop.
All right, so one more original from Alea Rosinblum here in the cave, and then, I don't know, we might stay underground for another 7 years, seriously, though, but...
We can bring you a pepperoni roll or two. Maybe.
That's another original.
Okay.
Yeah. If we survive it.
Guilty of the sin of not playing the Apocolypse song. How could I have forgotten that song?
I don't remember.
I think I need to play a different closing song than that one.
That's not even the end of it yet.
I know, but it's okay. It's like most of it.
One more song.
Okay.
One more
this
song.
is, I mean, because it is the Apocolypse, right? I gotta play the Apocolypse song.
It's happening.
I'm really sorry.
You messed up the Apocolypse? Let's do it again.
I messed it up. Okay, sorry. It's been a while. All right.
I hope it's everything I expected to be.
Okay, let me try this again.
The Apocolypse is happening. The Apocalypse is happening.
meadows creak until the rocks begin to leak. Upon the hill we make our home with the wells of sticks and leaves and loam, till the mouths begin to foam, and all the zombie hordes will roam along the boulevards and drives. They'll be running for their lives while we're tending our behinds and sharpening our knives. I'll make a bandage of rose petals, make a dinner from these nettles, and we'll forge on. We'll forge on. We'll forge on. We'll forge on. We'll forge When bugs begin to fall on schools and shopping malls, we tear through the halls, practicing their calls. We'll eat skunks, squirrels, and snakes. We'll do whatever it takes, even though the bellies ache. We'll learn from your mistakes when all industries fail and there's no money left to bail. We'll stay alive to tell this tale. We'll sleep with the rain, snow, and hail, and liquid nitrogen and rain. We'll make it through to a fiery dawn. When clocks and cars and coins are gone, we'll forge on. The apocalypse is happening. We'll forge on. We'll forge on. We'll forge on. We'll forge on. Wake the farm up.
Bam. The apocalypse is happening.